Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
In April 2020, Stephanie and Rogan were having afternoon tea at their home in Emerald with their two daughters when the youngest daughter, Rani, a sweet 7-month-old baby, choked on a piece of mango.
Rogan was outside working on the cubby house and I pulled Rani out of her high chair and tried to dislodge the mango and I couldn't, so I raced her outside to Rogan and yelled out, "Help, help, she's choking."
Rogan performed CPR until the ambulance eventually reached their remote home. It was this brave action by Rogan that kept their daughter alive. But Rani still suffered from a hypoxic brain injury.
The damage caused her by the lack of oxygen means that she'll never walk, talk. She's fed through a tube in her stomach because she can't swallow food properly.
She has seizure management. You need to be really careful with her positioning so she doesn't block off her airway. Our world was kind of turned upside down in a second, really. We're a bit overwhelmed by having so many different people in our lives. Like, we'd gone from being a family of 4 to having a palliative care team, a rehabilitation team, physio team, OT team. It was really, really overwhelming.
We live out in central Queensland, sort of 10-hour drive from Brisbane. We are limited to the services available to Rani out there. They gave us a crash course in nursing, really, a 2-month course, and we were able to go home and take care of all their needs.
The Children's Foundation was just amazing. We really couldn't have been there 2 months without them, to be honest.
Not only has the Children's Hospital Foundation dramatically helped Rani, particularly through music therapy, a service provided for patients, but also with KidZone, which is a playroom refuge for patients and their siblings within the hospital.
It was a massive change for her as well, like coming from the country to the city.
And with everything going on, it was good to have them there to take a bit of the load off for us when we had appointments and things like that.
As Rani gets bigger, the type of care she requires will get more difficult. And even though they live in a regional town, they feel very supported by the Children's Hospital Foundation.
More comfortable being at home, but it's also really comforting knowing that support is just a phone call away.
And the improvement Stephanie and Rogan are seeing in Rani each day gives them hope for the future.
We have seen some small improvements in Rani. We've started doing switching with Rani, so it's where she has like a jelly bean switch and she hits it with her head, so it's kind of like teaching her cause and effect to start with as an early communication tool. So Rani's now 23 months. She's got her birthday next month. She absolutely loves water and hydrotherapy. She loves her sister. Like, she always knows when Millie's around. Millie will just walk up to her and squeeze her hand, and Rani sometimes will, make a noise, and they've just got such a beautiful connection. Yeah, a real lovely sisterly bond.